2, 1, go. What's wrong with my countdowns?
You were literally like, you realize the 3, 2, 1 has a purpose, right? It's to know how long the pause is between each number, so we know exactly when to pause. So when you go 3, 2, 1, it's like confusing as fuck.
I burped. I'm sorry.
God, you were also like 3, 2, 1, go.
I think I could say go whenever, and you guys would still clap on time.
We're like monkeys.
No, the whole point then you might as well just say go. Then don't count down.
We're leaving this in. This is Alex.
This is Yaman.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yaman, you're so sad already. We're not even a minute in.
I'm not. Who's sad?
What was
I'm
that
not
sigh?
sad.
You can't tell
I'm
me that
ready to get this
wasn't a sad
podcast.
sigh.
No, that was a. I'm so excited to start.
Yaman,
sigh,
where are you?
you know?
Where are you? You're not in Patrick's basement. You're in his brother's room.
I'm in his brother's room. Yes, just like 2 podcasts.
Okay, so he's
ago.
not gonna. There's no risk of him coming home to discover you amongst his things and then him stabbing you.
That's cool. We've been wanting a
That's
guest,
true.
right?
We can have him on. I mean, he might swear a lot. There might be some.
Who?
Your brother.
Your brother.
Hates.
No.
He wasn't even paying attention.
Hates me, your brother.
You know, I put him in a Vine once a long time ago.
I love that Vine.
It's great. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And then he found out about it and almost killed me with a butter knife. He was standing in the kitchen.
Butter your cheeks.
And he was so fucking angry at me. And then I told him, I showed him the thing, and then he just got so fucking angry.
What was he mad about?
Yeah, nobody in my family likes being recorded or anything like that. So all of the things that I record make it look like, I don't know, I live in a ghost town because nobody else is in them. Besides,
That's true.
You know, my dog sometimes.
That's funny. I'm sorry you almost got buttered, but that's a funny story.
You have a dog?
No, my sister's dog.
Okay.
That visits occasionally. Is that the same sister that has those kids?
The 2 kids?
Yeah, that you send pictures of? Oh, that's so cute. Wow, your sister really has it all.
Yeah, it's a lot of adulting. I hate that fucking phrase so much where people say like, I'm going to the store, it's adulting or whatever. It's just I don't need to be an adult to go to the store though. I can buy eggs. Shut up.
You have to be 18 to buy eggs, Patrick. I don't know. I think that that's like the legal age to do stuff, but you're not really an adult. I didn't suddenly become enlightened when I turned 18, and I don't know. Yeah.
The combination of responsibility and the still treating you like you're a kid thing is really confusing at that age. I don't know. It was such a fucking clusterfuck for me, at least.
Yeah, no. I remember when I was 18, I thought I was like, oh, wow, so this is what like peak maturity is like. I'm definitely not going to fuck up anymore. And then looking back 2 years from now, I was like, wow, I was a fucking idiot. I can't believe I was ever 18. That happens like perpetually every like 2 years.
Exactly,
I look back 2 years and I'm like, wow, what a fucking idiot that guy was.
It's such a smaller amount of time for me. I'll look back like every 2 weeks and I'll be like, what the fuck was I doing? I would have killed the person that I was. I changed so much and so dramatically so often.
Yeah, I know. Like when I was looking back over some of my old tweets because I'm trying to like, I don't know, clean up some of the more egregious stuff. And just
what did you tweet?
No, just like I don't know, bad jokes or shitty political takes or whatever. Because I don't want people to like throw that back at me when I don't
become
know,
a celebrity.
Get a job. Yeah, no, not become a celebrity, but whatever. I have a bunch of like shitty memes and shitty opinions and tweets that are not funny at all, and I just cringe so hard. Like, especially on my Instagram, which I just finished purging pretty much. If you scrolled back all the way down to the bottom of my personal Instagram page, you would find just like iPod Touch screenshots of 9gag shit.
I remember like when we first started like actually trying to do this stuff. I was like, hey, Penny, can you clean up your Instagram? Yeah. And you were like, what? What's wrong with it? I don't know what you mean. I'm just like, look at your shit. It's so bad.
It was very
bad.
Go
back and fix it.
Purged all of it. So now there's only nice photos of me and my friends on there. And we're just having a safe PG time. It's great. Love it.
I do that with tweets all the time. I delete like 90% of the stuff that I tweet. And people will message me and they'll be like, why do you keep deleting stuff? It's like, well, usually the ones that I delete are ones that nobody liked. And why would I keep it on there and cluttering up the stuff that people actually like? So the only things that I have are, you know, things that people significantly liked. And that kind of makes it look like I want to show everybody, oh, all my tweets are super. Why would I keep shitty tweets on there?
That's fair. Yeah, you gotta keep the hits, bury the misses. I don't think that's an actual saying. I just came up with that.
Is that like you're saying, like, it's easier to like stuff than to not?
Well, that is true.
That's a dumb saying. I keep hearing it because I re-listen to these podcasts when I'm bored. And you said it twice. You brought it up the first time, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, my friend says that a lot, and I think that has a lot of meaning to it." And then everybody's just like, "What does that even mean, though?" It's just sort of like,
just take it at face value. It's not that deep. It's just easier to like things.
It is not at all. It's not easier to like things. There are so many more things that I don't like than I do like.
I think it must be a worldview thing. Just like if you're a half glass full, half glass empty kind of person. I think it really just hinges on
half glass empty.
Yeah, it really just hinges on that kind of, you know, philosophy.
It's like saying it's easier to be happy than to not be happy. How does that fix anything for anybody?
I'm just gonna you know how people like idiots on Twitter are like, I don't understand depression. Like, have you just tried being happy? Or something like that.
Dude, who is that guy? Mitchell Musso tweets stuff
Wait,
like that.
the Disney Channel
dude
star?
From Disney
No
Channel.
way. No, he doesn't. I follow
Yes,
him and
he did.
I love his tweets.
He did. I swear to God. I can't find it right now because I'm not on my phone.
There was some UFC fighter or MMA person who was tweeting.
He said that
like
as well.
Depression's just like a mental state. Like it doesn't mean anything. All you need to do is like think yourself into
beat a couple
happy.
people up in the arena.
Mitchell Musso.
That's terrible. Oh my God.
He's one of the weirdest people I follow on Twitter.
Wasn't he in
Hannah
God,
Montana.
Yeah, he was in a bunch
Mason
of different
Musso?
shows.
How do you spell Mitchell
He's just
Musso?
Hannah Montana. What else was he in?
Really? Wasn't he in the one with God, I don't remember any of these actors and actresses.
Michelle Musso.
Did he have the bowl
Mitch.
cut? They all had bowl cuts, honestly.
That
Doesn't
was
really
Disney
narrow it
Channel.
down.
Standard
Bowl
for
cut.
Disney Channel.
Yeah. God, I had a bowl cut like my freshman year. I look back on those photos and like hate myself. It's terrible.
Where is Mitchell Musso?
I'm gonna look up his IMDb just so I know who I'm talking about exactly. Oh.
Mitchell Musso.
Oh, he's Oliver
you
in Hannah
find it?
Montana.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not him. Is that him? Yeah, that is him.
Why are
Okay.
you struggling so much?
Honestly, okay. Maybe it's Mitchell Musso or it's another one.
I don't think it's
likes.
Mitchell
I don't
Musso,
remember
dude.
Mitchell Musso specifically, but
No, I know it's this one thing, yeah.
it's funny if it is true. Even if it's not, that's like a funny rumor we could start spreading, you know? Like Mitchell Musso doesn't believe in depression.
okay. No, hell no, I'm so done with these. I want to die, life sucks. Bullshit. 2018 is all about positivity. Done with all this sad, sappy, dumb shit. Fuck off my timeline, you fucking negative fuck. This shit ends today. Real life is happening. It's not about likes on Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of his tweets are
I think that
not
was
exactly like that, but
that wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. I think he was more speaking to the negativity on Twitter, not actual people that are depressed.
the people
like-
that tweet for attention.
Like he
rather
did,
than-
he doesn't say just think yourself out of depression or have you ever tried being happy or some dumb shit like that. He's just talking about people who are really cynical or negative on Twitter, which is fair. I can kind of see that.
There are people who tweet like, "Oh, I want to die," and it's the punchline to a joke, and I fucking hate those jokes.
I hate
because
those
it's not
jokes
funny
too.
at all.
Yeah.
Not because I'm offended. It's just like I've been hearing that same fucking joke 100,000 times since the internet was, in my life.
Yeah, no,
But
it's fucking old.
I don't know. Some people actually tweet or go on social media as sort of like this is gonna sound sappy as shit, but like a cry for help. They actually do mean the things that they say. They say I'm at a low point right now, and I don't know. Fucking Mitchell Musso should not
It was
be
like-
telling him to shut up.
Did you guys see the girl that her last tweet was "I'm gonna kill myself" or "I want to die" or something like that?
What?
Her
Are
last
you referring
tweet, and then
to
she
the porn star that did this?
no
This was
no
on the
no
Philip
no no
DeFranco
that was
show.
totally different. No. It's just
Okay.
some like teenager, and her last tweet, like if you go on her page, her last tweet is "I want to die" or "I'm gonna kill myself" or something like that. And then like after she killed herself, everyone like quoted it. It was like, watch out for your friends and this and that. And I don't know. It just reminded me of that when you said it. Sometimes it's a cry for help.
I feel like how did her friends not even notice? Maybe that
Well,
was
it's
her,
because if you scroll down her page, half of her tweets are saying she's gonna kill herself. I'm not trying to.
How
I'm
did
not
her
trying
friends
to.
not notice that?
I mean, I think they definitely do notice it. It might be honestly, and this I don't know if this will sound awful or not, but it might be a boy cried wolf.
Yeah, that's what I'm
situation.
saying. That's what, like, if you go down her page, a lot of her tweets are like that, and it's just like, oh, it's just like a standard tweet. It's like, obviously she didn't kill herself the last 10 times.
Yeah,
I don't want to sound cold. I'm just saying that.
No,
that might be the
that
case.
makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, it's a boy cried wolf thing.
Yeah,
that's really sad.
Which is the unfortunate situation, because I know a lot of people that use Twitter to vent. I used Twitter to vent when I was in like early high school because I was an idiot, and I would tweet like song lyrics or some shit. God, I hate that. That's so cringy. I know people that still do that, and I'm just like, what are you doing? But
no, the new kind of tweet is just tweeting something really vague and in like 6 words. So it'll be like, these people out here in all lowercase, and then it'll get like 1 billion retweets. It's like, what does that mean?
That's
Mitchell
true.
Musso, what are you trying to tell me? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like kind of a subtweet, but usually in reference to some big drama or some big story that's happening, right?
It's vague, so it's applicable to like all of your life's problems. So it could be like, man, you know how it is, and then it'll just get like blown up because it could be meaning anything. It's like, yeah, the fucking bananas were out on sale
I
today
know a
at the
person
Safeway.
like that. I know you know the person too, Patrick. You know who it is.
Describe them in vague terms.
Today's gonna be the day.
Yep.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yep, that's exactly him.
Vague
Exactly
motivational
right.
Bullshit. Yeah. I hate
No.
that.
That's I was
Can we
letting
tell
you know
the
who
legend
it was.
of him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just what a saying of his or something.
Yeah. I don't want to get into detail.
He's the most passive-aggressive human being.
We'll
Is this
say
the
that,
same
yeah.
guy who's like Rubik's Cube you fucked up or something?
No.
No,
Or, like, his
no.
pen.
We weren't even really
No.
friends with him, were we?
I was actually friends with this guy.
Okay.
Not the Rubik's Cube guy. This guy.
Okay. I can't believe Yaman, because you've hyped up such minuscule things before that I'm just like, I don't know about this.
Patrick can confirm
Okay.
Can confirm what?
that this person does things like this. Tweets things
Yeah,
like that.
he's one of those people. Can we tell the legend without being very specific?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
just
feel
change
like
the name or
he will,
something.
but if he sees it, he will know, right?
I don't give a shit.
I mean, we're still not identifying.
We talking about
him,
the girl?
So he can't really be mad.
No,
it's
I
a
don't want to
shame.
go that far.
What's the legend? I thought that was the legend. Is that today's
mean,
gonna
like,
be the
I
day
don't-
I'm gonna actually ask her out.
There was like 2 or 3 years of him just saying that he was gonna ask some girl out
Or make
and
some
he-
kind of move.
And then he described the grand gesture he was gonna do by going into the gym and getting spotlight and building a sign and getting the okay from the principal that he could ask her out with music playing or something like that. Oh God, he's gonna murder both of us.
Yeah, I didn't.
Or
you
just
were
me.
the one that made it. I was about to
I
stop,
did,
and you were like,
but I didn't
"Well,
say
let's
his
go into
name.
detail."
I could be talking about
I
anybody.
don't care if anyone else knows it's him. I care if he knows it's him. That's the point I was trying to make.
I mean, is this person someone you're actively still friends with?
He doesn't
No.
listen to this.
Okay, so
I know
what are
you're
you
right.
afraid
No
of?
one listens to this.
Yeah.
Nobody listens to this.
Like, I could fucking say any crazy shit and it probably won't come back to haunt me for another 2-3 years
He's also
max.
like, I had an art class with him. He was the. I'm not gonna bring up everything about him. I feel like I don't need
There's
to
a
connect
lot
the
to
dots
talk
here.
about, but
There is quite a bit to talk about. I remember something I actually thought that was kind of funny that he did was he would talk about how he wanted to direct porn for a really long time.
I didn't know that.
Wait,
That's
you've
interesting.
He was
told
really-
me about this before.
I have, yeah,
Oh
on the
shit.
podcast.
No, like at
He was
work,
one of
I
the two.
remember. Okay.
And no, he wasn't the worst person in the world. He wasn't fucking Hitler. He just the things he did were kind of funny.
He also
I'm sorry,
he also
dude.
said more than he did, if that makes sense.
That's pretty much the entire story to it. It's just he talked about stuff a lot. I think he's kind of different now. I saw him the other day.
Like he just hypes himself up basically.
not
No.
he hypes up the things he's gonna
He just-
do or accomplish or be,
I do that as well.
but you act on it. That's the difference.
No, sometimes I used to do this more, but it would be like I really enjoyed the talking about the things because it almost made it real. Like before I started working out, all I would do is just like, yeah, I've got this plan and I'm gonna do this or whatever exercise, and it was all lies, but it felt better than not doing or saying anything, just talking about it. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I can get that. I think I think it's kind of human nature that if you're doing something you're proud of or that you want people to bring attention to, you want any excuse to like bring it up and talk about it.
Yeah, but it's different if you're not doing it, though.
Not
if
doing
it's
it at
just
all.
something
Yeah.
you want to do, and you talk about it for 3 years, and then she gets a boyfriend after all the talking, and then you're just like, what are you doing, dude?
Oh my god.
If he talked about it so much, wouldn't it have reached her eventually?
It did.
And she was
I'm
just
pretty
like,
sure it did.
whatever.
There's no way it hadn't. It had to.
Because he brought it up to every living soul that he ever talked to.
I mean, that's a little cringeworthy, to be honest.
It's
if
very.
he talks so much about asking this girl out,
yeah.
which is kind of creepy on its own, but then not even doing anything about it for so long. Unless it
His
becomes
name-
this sort of running joke, then I guess I could see it being funny. But it sounds to me like it was not a joke, and
It
that
was not a laughing with you.
Not to him, no.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny to him.
That's weird.
Yeah, there were so many characters that we fucking went to school with.
So many characters that no longer matter, I should say.
No, they don't.
I'm not talking about the Alaska person we were talking about specifically. I'm just saying, like, just in general, all those people that I thought were so important just don't
Exactly.
are just not relevant.
Everyone that peaked in high school is now like pregnant, married, and not doing
What's wrong
anything
with
with
that?
their
All the
life.
people that are like crying on Twitter that it's like the best part of their life is over. It's like that's not at all.
What were you doing? Is the
I don't
question.
know why.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's pretty sad if you think that's like the highlight of your life.
Surely high school was constricting. There's no way that you actually enjoyed it, unless you were one of those like. I constantly got mad and said like, "Oh, nobody likes me. None of the popular kids like me." But the case was I was just really introverted and I didn't talk to anybody because I was a freak, and so I developed that narrative in my head afterwards of just like, "Yeah, nobody talked to me because it wasn't popular enough." And then afterwards, I talked to this one girl who had gone to the school, and then she sort of says like, "What are you talking about? You didn't talk to anybody. You were like
Yeah,
by yourself all the
that
time."
really was how it was with you.
And it was just sort of like this thing I built up in my head that everybody was out to get me or something. But no, I mean, nobody's that like evil in high school. But yeah, there were some idiots. There was a bunch of idiots in high school.
That's weird. I think there's definitely could be some evil people in high school. Like there was always at least one sociopath. A lot of the time, people being mean or like that are assholes are just kind of idiots and are doing it to make themselves feel better or prop themselves up. But I feel every high school at least has one genuine evil person.
I think it was more than
doesn't
one.
care for other people.
There was quite a few.
It was more than
Really?
one. Yeah.
People who love torturing people. I don't know what the idea of like bullying people makes me sick. And there were people who did that, and it's just like, why would you do that? It's like torturing a cat. Like they really, I love seeing people suffer. What's wrong with you?
But
there were tons of people like that.
But do you think that's because they're doing it purely for the evil enjoyment out of it, or that they have some past trauma or problems at home that cause them to lash out like that? Because you see time and time again that
Does it make a
bullies
difference?
have been bullied themselves.
doesn't
and
make a
shit.
difference.
It doesn't make a difference, right?
It doesn't
matter.
necessarily, but it's a good psychological explainer.
This is like Mindhunter.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we're
Doesn't-
both the
doesn't
cops that are just like,
matter,
so
yeah.
what? Who cares how he became a murderer? He's a murderer.
Do you masturbate
get
into
off
a
this
shoe?
case.
You're a murderer.
I'm gonna have you written up and your badge taken away. But yeah, I knew quite a few of those people, and I was the victim. No, I wasn't really. Nothing crazy ever happened to me, but I did get teased and like bullied a lot. But that was earlier in my high school stuff, and then later on, I still got teased and stuff. And I don't know. It's just like you get bored of it. You just don't care anymore after a while. You compartmentalize.
I can say the first name, right? Sarah's a very common first name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've already
No, I
said
know
it now.
only
It
two
was
Sarahs, so.
Sarah's boyfriend, who I think was like a year or two older,
Really?
would like to. I hadn't said anything yet. He'd call me.
No, I'm just thinking about the person.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
the big, tall dude, right? Like really tall. Like he's like a tree.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he would call me fuckboy. Don't know why.
For no reason?
Don't know why. I think it was because I would hang out with Sarah a lot.
Oh.
I don't know.
Another question. Why did you hang out with Sarah?
I don't know. You describe her differently than I remember her.
Maybe I'd met her under different circumstances.
Possibly.
I'd like to hear, since as an outsider in this situation, Yaman, I'd like you to hear your description of Sarah, and then I'd like to hear Patrick's description of Sarah separately.
I mean, nothing special. It's just she was cool. I don't know what Patrick.
Well, how did you meet her, Yaman? What's the pretense of your relationship with her?
School? I don't know. How did you meet half of your friends? I don't.
I mean, similar classes. You
Yeah,
just got to know this person. Okay.
Lunch. I remember sitting at the same lunch table. That was a big one.
Okay. Patrick, what do you think of Sarah?
I met her on the swim team.
Okay.
All right. Well.
And she wasn't evil or anything like that. She just sort of thought of herself as a secondary coach and liked to yell at people.
She did seem kind of commanding and in charge a lot.
In a way.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with her, though. Nothing deeply wrong with her. She was just like, I don't know. I was part of the people who sucked at it, so we got sort of like the bad end of the stick most of the time. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that.
So she would call you out on your shitty swimming.
She wouldn't. I wasn't the worst in the world. I mean, I have a stupid, long, lanky body, and I could swim pretty well. It's just that I wouldn't show up to practice, and for good reasons, she would yell at me. But it's just like a little weight, a little too much on the gas about it. Just like a little dial it back, maybe.
Like takes high
school
swim too seriously. Yeah.
Takes high school swim too seriously. She's also been to like a billion. Events and has like a billion a bunch of trophies
and medals. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, she's the best swimmer ever in the world. And if I'm a part of her like working machine and I'm a gear that's not twisting right, then of course she's gonna be mad.
That's fair.
Because every event that I did, I would lose.
Rip. Yama, did you ever?
I got third in one.
You got third in event. There you go, bud. You get a medal for it?
No.
All right, not worth talking about.
Third sounds like you were second loser. You were gonna say something, Alex?
Yeah, Yama, did you ever do? I guess you didn't do swim. Did you ever do any?
I swam a lot.
About
I was never on the team.
You did football for a while.
You were on the football team.
I did football 1 year, not with my high school, but
okay.
with like a what do they call it? Like a rec league, youth club? I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, like a youth COIO thing.
Yeah, sure. COO. Yeah, I did that for a year. Didn't really want to. It was more of like, you have to lose weight, Yaman. What are you gonna do? And I was like, oh, football kind of cool. So that was the thing I did for a year. I did a lot of basketball.
Yeah,
Like
I feel I did a lot of basketball in middle school, and in high school I was struggling to find a sport, and then I ended up joining the rowing team, and I did that for 3 years, and I hated it, but I also met a lot of my friends that way. So really, give or take. But there were a lot of people on that team that were way too into high school crew, just as like in Patrick's situation where people were taking high school swim way too seriously. For me, it was mostly you just had to have something to put on your college apps, basically, to show that you were committed to things outside of your academics, which is kind of bullshit, because then, honestly, I don't know how I even survived high school. I'd get up at like 6 in the morning every day, go to class, go to practice for 3 hours, come home at like 7, do my homework, eat dinner, study, and die.
Would you believe me if I told you I put maybe one extracurricular on my college applications? If any. I don't know if I put like this business club that I wasn't really in. I just paid like the $15 and never showed up to a meeting, but I had no extracurriculars. I didn't put sports. I didn't put, like, I had nothing. Because I didn't do anything.
You have like a job outside of school?
Yeah, but I mean,
that's crazy. I mean,
it's nothing, dude. Everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta do this and that." And this
yeah,
and that.
dude.
Like,
I fretted so much over that shit. It was ridiculous. Like when I finally quit crew my junior year, I'm like, okay, I need something to supplement this, so I joined theater.
Was Fred the internet personality?
What?
What?
You said fretted over it.
Oh, fretted.
Shut the fuck
I hate you. That is the worst joke ever made on this
doing?
fucking show. I swear to God.
Hey, it's
Get the fuck out of
You
here.
remember that guy?
Yeah,
that guy's great.
Yeah, he's dead.
What?
Rest
Yeah,
in
did
peace.
you hear?
His career.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's not actually.
I was just like, wasn't he a young guy? What the
Yeah, but
fuck
his
happened?
career is actually dead.
You really think we'd be joking about him? Like, yep, that dude's dead as fuck, dude.
I don't know. Maybe you just didn't like him.
No, yeah, dude. After 3 Fred movies, no more.
Wasn't
Couldn't
he
take it.
part of the Annoying Orange or whatever that
He made the annoying
cartoon
orange.
was?
Didn't
yeah.
he?
I think
don't
so.
know. I
Pretty
can't.
sure
And then
he
there was the
created it.
Fred movie.
I went back and watched an old Fred and old Nigga Higa videos, and they.
I
are
was like,
so-
what did you say, Alex?
Niga Higa. I never know how you like are supposed to pronounce that and have it.
I mean, it doesn't
not
matter
be
as long as you
kinda
don't
racist.
stop halfway like you did.
Okay, whatever.
I think it would be funny if
Fucking
there was
excuse
like
me.
some redneck dude who said that, but he actually added the R and was just like, nah, higa, whatever.
Don't go there.
We
But
should change the subject. or
looking back on
continue.
those videos, they're really not funny at all. Like I thought How to Be Gangsta and How to Be Ninja
I loved those.
were
Were
the
like
funniest videos
my
in the
favorite
world
things
as a kid.
ever.
They're
How to
awful.
be cool, how to have
Very
like
racist.
a girlfriend.
Well, I don't know if they're racist because it's an Asian guy making them, but it definitely plays off a bunch of like stereotypes, which is probably why white people like myself and my
Well,
friends thought they were
there's
funny.
a lot of like Instagram comedians or Vine comedians who's totally just invested in race humor. That was like all of their shit. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like watermelon, stuff like that.
Jeez.
It's just
All right.
and you don't know what I'm talking about. And they would also
Oh, yeah,
make
that
those fucking
watermelon
videos.
I love
Shut
that
up.
one.
And they would
Watermelon.
also make those vines where like some girls walking by and this all looks like the intro to like some shitty porn or whatever, and it's like the softcore porn of Instagram. Like some girl walks by and then three dudes are like, damn, and then
Like a close-up
whatever,
on her
some
ass.
sexual assault happens, and then like some dude runs by, picks her up and runs away. It's like when some person kidnaps your girlfriend or whatever the plot is. I don't know.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
some relatable thing. When your side chick like shows up in the middle of you having sex with your girlfriend or whatever the plot to that is. That's definitely not the title
I
for
actually
it.
know
You know what I mean?
I know what vines you're talking about. Yeah, and they'd
Not
have
just
like
vines, everything.
they'd have like goofy sound effects and stuff, or something. You know, I don't fucking know.
Goofy sound effects.
Vine is dead. Yeah,
Oh, you mean like
yeah,
like,
or something.
That
like,
is a
that's
sound
not a
effect,
great
yes.
sound effect.
Yeah,
But
great job. Death
that
Star.
music, that like cello music or whatever, like fuck, what's it called?
Sad
That
violin.
instrument. Not sad violin. Well, there's also that. Basically, every generic piece of music that you like, duh, sad music, and then the intense music is like, dum 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 dum.
Oh yeah,
dum,
the
dum.
Metal Gear Solid thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just all the same stuff. Why do people make those stupid
That's
fucking
fair.
videos?
It's funny because I would hear like that example, people using certain video game tracks, and I'm like, what the fuck does Metal Gear Solid or Legend of Zelda have to do with this Vine right now? And I guess they might not even realize that they're using it for this Vine to describe their like infidelity or whatever. It was fucking dumb as shit. Who else is dumb on the internet we can be mad about again today?
I mean, I sent you some screenshots or a screenshot.
I did see that.
What's his name? James Franco.
James
Well, yeah,
Franco.
we should say we are recording this on wait, is this gonna go out on Friday or on Saturday? Like
Saturday.
I think I'll put it up on Saturday like normal.
okay, so we are recording this on Thursday. So if like the world explodes on Friday and they're like, why aren't they talking about it? Or if the world explodes later today and they're like, why did they not mention that James Franco murdered 18 women today? And it's like, well, we recorded on Thursday morning, so keep that in mind.
Is it a recent Twitter moment?
Like,
That,
just now, I
James
just now
Franco-
screenshotted it.
Yeah, it's like just coming out earlier today.
Screenshot.
I haven't read anything about it.
I saw
that
the-
kind of doesn't surprise me though.
I saw like a Reddit thread about it that was bad. Like
It wasn't
Wait,
this.
wasn't he also involved with some 17-year-old?
That's what I
Yeah.
saw. I saw literally
That's an
the
old one.
conversation he had with a 17-year-old. That was weird.
yeah,
That is weird.
that was another old one. Where he slid into the Instagram DMs of this girl he met outside of his Broadway show or something. And I don't remember exactly how that went, but yeah, he was definitely being a little creepy.
She was like almost 18, and then he was like, "You trying to meet?" It was.
But yeah, no,
that's-
James Franco is accused of sexual harassment by 5 women. I have not read the story entirely.
I have not done any. I just saw it right now, and I thought
Yeah.
we might try to mention it so that it's not like old news by next
That's
week
true.
if we end up talking about it.
I read an excerpt where he kind of forced a woman who was reluctant to hook up to like give him a blowjob. Like she was like, "We shouldn't do this," and then she like pushed her head down or something. But like I don't,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Did not hear about that. I heard about an actress who, he didn't like. I don't know if he forced her to do like a nude scene in a movie, or if he like paid her very little, or he was like, "You have to do this," or I don't know what the deal was there. But I heard about that.
He went on Colbert and Seth Meyers to like confront these charges, and he denies all of them and stuff. I haven't seen those clips yet. I feel bad every time we talk about something and we're just like, I haven't read or seen a thing about this besides the headline.
Literally, if we were recording this on Friday, like normal,
up with everything.
If we recorded this on Friday like normal, we'd have like a little bit of time to let things play out and do our research.
Here is the quote you were talking about. Quote, I got in my head pretty quickly that, okay, you don't say no to this guy, says Tither Kaplan, who filmed a topless scene in one of Franco's classes that was later uploaded to Vimeo and it ended up on pornography sites. Oh, wow, shit, that's fucked up.
Oh, God.
2 other student actresses say Franco became angry when, in the midst of a film shoot, no woman would agree to his request that they go topless. Oh, that is creepy. So I guess it's just him being a creepy filmmaker. And I guess he must work with students or something. That's also kind of fucked up. But I'm not sure if this must have come from when he was also a student or when he was an instructor at, I think either like NYU or USC. I know he works at a lot of, he works on a lot of smaller student like productions to like help recent grads and shit.
Gross.
Yeah, so that's like
so
definitely
gross.
fucked
And it's
up.
always the same stuff. Like they feel like there's nothing they can do, and this is like, this is James Franco. What am I gonna say? No. Yeah, that sounds so fucking gross. Being in a situation like that.
Oh, he has an acting studio. That's what it is. So Katie Ryan, who studied at this acting studio, says the actor would always make everybody think there were possible roles on the table if we were to perform sexual acts or take off our shirts. For years, Ryan says, she received mass email requests from Franco to audition for roles playing either a prostitute or a hooker. Quote, often they were opportunities for extra work or parts that required nudity. That's fucked up. That's so goddamn creepy.
Somewhat related, he's supposed to be playing multiple man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right?
I have not heard a thing about that. I did not think they were going to do multiple. I did not think they were going to do multiple.
He's a guy who can multiply himself.
Oh, wasn't that just a joke?
No.
What? I do
that
not remember.
Sounds like a bad joke. It really does.
I do not. I vaguely remember this.
Maybe it is a joke, but that was like supposed to be a thing.
He was multiple. I vaguely remember this. Hang on. Oh, no. It was an X-Men movie. It was for Fox and stuff. Well, Fox now is owned by Disney, so
but
then
they sold the rights, so...
Yeah, who knows what the fuck is going to happen.
They didn't steal the rights.
I would...
Speaking of Marvel, Stan Lee is a diddler, apparently.
Yeah,
which is not surprising at all.
I want to say that I am extremely disappointed, but for some reason, I'm still... not surprised by this one in particular, because Stan Lee, especially because he's an old ass fucking dude and grew up in a generation where this stuff was totally acceptable.
He's the oldest man in existence, and it's surprising to people. It's just like, maybe he doesn't consider women so great, so he just treats them like objects. Does that surprise people?
Yeah, it is.
Especially because he's got so much clout. Like, what are you gonna do? It's Stan Lee. He's an old man.
Yeah, and it wasn't even. These don't seem to be from when he was younger or anything like that. These are from nursing, like nursing company employees. Yeah. Yeah, even though Stan Lee is vocal about social injustice and shit, we actually see this theme a lot where people that are kind of like quote unquote woke or whatever you want to say about social issues and things, they actually end up being the shittiest people. Joss Whedon.
What do you mean?
Joss Whedon's another good example of this, where Joss Whedon was a huge feminist and would like tweet about feminism and all this shit all the time. And then when it came out that he like cheated on his wife forever and fucked around with actresses on his movies, he got a ton of shit and deleted his Twitter and has been in hiding ever since, pretty much. But now he wants to make a Batgirl movie, so I guess it's all right.
With what's her name, Lindsay Lohan, right?
No, not Lindsay Lohan. With he said he wants to hire like a relatively unknown person. Like he wants.
That would be good.
Yeah, that would be smart. But anyways,
otherwise, I'm just gonna see another Ben Affleck in the role.
Just get Ben Affleck to play Batgirl.
That would be funny.
Like, get rid of Ben Affleck as Batman because he wants to retire, but just let him play Batgirl. Jake Gyllenhaal playing the new Batman and Ben Affleck playing Barbara Gordon, and then they have the sex scene they had in the Killing Joke animated movie.
God, that movie sucked so much. Maybe it's because they couldn't. Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna rant about that.
Because they needed to pad for time, so they added that whole
intro. It's not
intro.
just there's a good amount of story there, and if they just went tone like deep and just sort of. I don't like the animation style either. It looked very kiddie, and that is not a kiddie story.
Yeah.
It made everything look very simple and stupid. And I wish they would have hired some like art house director who was like really into it, but they never will. They want a guy who's just like a robot and will spit out exactly what they want and get Mark Hamill to do his amazing voices. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, fucking dumb. But anyways, Stanley, James Franco, bad blokes. What do you guys think?
Stanley and James Franco.
Yeah.
Quite a combo. I think it would not surprise me at all that an old man who has a lot of power has been abusing it to touch people, especially people who were working for him in his house. James Franco always seemed like a fucking sleazebag to me.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me either.
As much as I kind of like James Franco.
I love James Franco, man. That's why I was so... If it turns out that either Jonah Hill or... Please remember his name, Yaman.
Seth Rogen
are like douche
I feel like
faces.
neither of those guys would.
Well, I mean, that's how I felt about James Franco, to be honest.
Not at all about
That's
James
how I
Franco.
felt.
James Franco seemed like he took pictures of himself all the time and posted them on social media. And
Yeah, James Franco always
normal
seemed like a
What
bit
does
of
that
like a
mean?
sleazy
pictures
douche
of his
bro.
dick, dude.
Oh,
Not just pictures of himself.
I mean, you
not
didn't
selfies.
specify that, Patrick. You take
I
pictures
know.
of yourself.
I was trying to.
It was
rephrase.
the implication. But no, I get what you're saying. Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill seem like much more wholesome guys, whereas James Franco's has kind of always been like the douchey bro of the trio, you know? Which is really disappointing. I wonder actually how they're reacting to this situation right now. Like, that question comes up of...
His brother as well.
Yeah. His brother, I don't know. His brother still seems like such a goddamn kid.
Seems like a normal kid.
Yeah, he seems like a normal kid. But that question always comes up of whether or not people close to them knew about these things, right? Like if Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill know about this? People talk about, did Meryl Streep know about the shit Harvey Weinstein did all the time? And in this particular situation, especially because it was situations that I don't think Jonah and Seth had to be involved with, like him just working with some students on a film. I can see them being completely unaware, except for maybe that sketchy time he DM'd that girl on Instagram, which I'd have to like go back and revisit the details on that to figure out.
It's not hard to do because you can literally see the pictures of the conversation.
Yeah, I know. But I think I don't remember if he thought she was 18 already, and then he did something creepy where he was like, "Oh shit, okay, when you turn 18, like meet up."
She was literally like, "I'm almost 18," and then like the next thing he said was like, "Do you want to meet up?" or like, "What's your number?" or something like that.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, not about that. But yeah, more people to be disappointed in, I guess, which is just great. Did you guys? Speaking of disappointments, well, not even disappointments, but Logan Paul's dad, I think his name's Greg Paul, and he just went on this rant on, it must have been Facebook or some shit, where he was just talking about the haters and how they're just a bunch of like negative people that'll never get the Pauls down or some shit. He reminded me a lot of like that Daddy of Five asshole who just could not take any criticism whatsoever and could not see what they were doing was wrong.
Well, something that happens a lot is, for parents at least, your kid could be... Logan Paul isn't Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are people who aren't related to him that are willing to sort of brush all the stuff that he's done aside, then it doesn't surprise me that his dad doesn't give a shit. So... I don't know. It's just parents, especially parents of people who are successful. Like, what are they going to see? They're going to see their son or their daughter or whatever, and they're going to see like, oh, I love this person, and they're also doing really well for themselves. Everybody else is just sort of attacking them for no reason at all. Come on, leave him alone. I can totally see that, but he's definitely an idiot for it.
Yeah, and you know, I hate to make snap judgments of people, but he definitely seems like the kind of dad that drives a pickup truck and is overly aggressive, like has hyper masculine syndrome, and probably says some fucked up shit in his private life. I don't know, like his demeanor and whole
attitude towards the situation.
Attitude, like just reading him from like that one video, I just feel like this guy's probably like an asshole in real life. It's like a bunch of like his friends and like, or his quote unquote friends and stuff. You know, I don't know. He just has that old school like, I'll fuck you up, like I'm always right sort of thing, where he just like is incredibly aggressive in the face of any sort of criticism or negativity. So at least that's what I get from that situation. And then, oh, thank you, Yaman, for sending this
there's
screenshots of the James Franco
previous-
situation. So
Previous pictures. Hang on. Before you go into it, there's previous.
oh, there's even more. So this
there's stuff beforehand.
yeah, this is from a few years ago when James Franco was doing Of Mice and Men on Broadway, right? And I'll just read this because it captures the gist of it, I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
But James Franco messages this girl asking, do you have a boyfriend? And this girl named Lucy says she's nearly 18.
No, hang on.
What?
Before he says, you're 18, ? Who are you with? Do you have a boyfriend? And then she responds with, and then go ahead.
Oh, nearly 18. My mom, and not if you're around.
There
Heart
we go.
face emojis. And then James Franco's like, when is your birthday? Where are you staying? What's your number? And these are all 3 separate messages, which if you're sending repeated, like, several individual messages, that's the sign of just, like, any super thirsty guy. Like,
He really
James
wanted
Franco
it.
does not look any different than some thirsty man you'll find, like, on Tinder. And then this girl's like, my birthday's in May, but I have exams then. Just off of Times Square in a Hilton is where she's staying. And what do you mean, pound sign, ? Or number, I guess. And then it switches over to an iMessage thing where James Franco texts her, can I see you? And she's like, as long as you're James Franco. And he's like, I am. Next message, you're single? ? What's the hotel? Should I rent a room? And then she's like, April Fools. That was an hour ago, though, ... I guess this was around April 1st.
Mhm.
And then he sends her like this weird ass selfie of him. And he's like, it's me. Yes or no? Tomorrow or Thursday. God damn.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just...
it's pretty funny because of like how thirsty he is, but it's also fucking gross because he's like way older than her.
Like,
and
you
she's
think, like,
underage.
you're James Franco, right? Like, you
Yeah.
can get any girl you want.
Yeah.
Why would you
exactly.
not see her go, I'm almost 18? Why would you just not go, all right, bye.
Oh, bye.
I'm going to go talk to one of the models that I could bang right now. But, like,
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I don't know what was going through his head. Maybe he has a particular fucking weird, like, taste in women. I don't know. People like this. There's never a logical explanation to anything in these situations where people are like, oh, why would you, sexually harass this person? You're so famous. You just could, like, I don't know, find someone else to hook up with, or, oh, aren't you married, or you have a significant other already, yada, yada, yada. People will always be shitty, and people will always pursue what they can't have, I feel, is kind of a human nature thing, right? And them giving into this temptation to, like, do these shitty things,
simply
I guess
because they can.
simply because they can, and they know they can get away with it because they're in such a position of power, is
Just makes it that
just
much more
awful.
gross.
Yeah, it makes it like so much worse, which is why I guess that shows that like fame can get to your head or whatever. Like it can
That's
just, like,
why
totally
I
fuck with your
choose not
reality.
to be famous and powerful.
Exactly, guys. That's the lesson of all. I choose to be broke, and I choose
Yes,
to not be famous.
because I don't want to end up accidentally sexually harassing people.
I actively burn all my money to
Mhm.
keep myself humble, as Kendrick Lamar said.
Mhm.
Bitch, be humble. Patrick,
Patrick?
what are you up to?
You
Looking
surfing
at
Twitter?
Twitter.
Yep.
Oh wow, nice bud.
All right.
Sorry.
Thanks for joining on this.
I mean, I go on my phone to find things for us to talk about, but like,
Yeah, I was doing that originally, but then I just
you
looked
just
at
started,
a bunch of funny
you
tweets.
retweeted something.
Oh, you got
I saw.
sidetracked.
I
Interesting.
retweeted my favorite thing I've ever seen.
What is it?
Yeah, it was very average.
It's very great.
It's
it
very
was so good.
not funny.
Wario got Jar Jar Binks pregnant.
I won't stop you right there. I don't like this.
I love it so much.
Oh,
that's all the stuff that I send you guys, like Minecraft
I don't know why.
and Roblox and stuff.
yeah. Whenever So I guess this is a little insight into the Prude's process. Whenever we're having a conversation in the group chat and Patrick doesn't have another point to make, or he just kind of wants to like stop the conversation, he'll send us some random ass image of some terrible meme or fan art he finds on the internet.
They are definitely not memes. They're
They're
not
more
intended
like
to be funny.
A Minecraft character with like topless or something just like weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Or like
it's so funny.
It was some fan art of Harley Quinn and the Joker making out, which is just like weird and gross. Or
it's from the Suicide Squad. It's so good.
We have very different definitions of good.
I'm gonna send you another.
And then the Instagram group chat is just a bunch of comics. And I'm sorry, Patrick, I don't read them.
I know that you guys don't read them, but
I can't.
The ones that I send, like, just if you ever feel completely bored, yeah.
I like read them.
There have been times
I read
where
them
I've
a
been
little bit.
bored.
I read them a little bit at first, and I skim them sometimes. And then most of the time, I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to it. Like
some of them
later.
are just visually stimulating. Like there was one I recently sent you guys from the Injustice comics. Recently, there was Revelation. Zod came back, and then the Amazo bot, which has all of the powers of everybody, ran up to him and ripped his head off. And then chucked it into the sun, and then flew away. And Superboy, who was in the negative universe, or in the Negaverse, whatever.
What'd you say?
Careful how you say that. The mirror world, or whatever. He was trapped in stasis, and they brought him out, and he had his neck broken by Superman, because he knew that Superboy would be a threat after he conquered the world. So Superman flew away, whatever. But they bring out Superboy, and they're just like, there's a procedure that we want to do. And they get Dr. Midnight, they get fucking Wildcat, they get a bunch of people together to guard him, and then they go through this procedure of transplanting Superboy's head and heart onto Zod's body. And it's really interesting and super dumb and really popcorny, stupid, like the dumbest thing ever, but I thought it was really cool. And then he got to stand up again for the first time in a really long time.
That's great, bud. I'm really happy for you.
There's a couple good comics.
This is why I don't read those comics that he
The
sends.
Injustice comics are notoriously the dumbest fucking thing, most convoluted
I'm glad you
ever.
keep sending them to us then. Thank you
Not
for
just
sending
those. You
The more you
have
send
to
those,
read
the
I
more I'm
don't,
tempted
I
to
don't.
just watch like a playthrough of Injustice on YouTube, just to like
You
That is a
get
good
all
story.
the just to
watch
get all the
Comic
cutscenes and
Storian.
shit.
Comic Storian does it miles of justice, just like cutting out all the bullshit and very quickly in like 5 minutes giving you this is what's happened in Injustice, and they cut to the comic panels and they do extravagant voices and great acting. It's really fun. Comic Storian is a great source for comic book stuff, especially when you don't want to buy the comic.
Yeah. No, I like Comic Story. That's how I catch up on a lot of the Star Wars comics. But all right, let's jump into some fan mail because we got quite a bit this week.
Oh yeah.
So
Can I start?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I already have it pulled up.
I know, and you totally just prompted that, and you should be able to start it, but I've decided to jump over you. There's one in particular that I like. It's from Viennuel Allison on YouTube. It said, I think if you guys want to upload the podcast on YouTube, you should also be recording yourselves with video, being that not much people with that with a mobile device are willing to stare at simply just your trademark for over an hour, except without visuals. I'm just suggesting it's more entertaining and interesting to watch if we could see y'all. Rad podcast, though. I just think there's a couple of things with that. We really, really, really want to add a visual, and it's kind of hard because it takes a long time to fix that, and especially because we're uploading to iTunes, SoundCloud, and that just sort of takes one same action. But there's also YouTube now, and we'd have to do all the social medias. It's kind of difficult, and if we don't have a visual, it's just simpler to put it up there. Eventually we will have something, but it's just kind of hard at the moment.
A visual as in like something that not actually us though. Because that would be like,
that would be impossible.
That wouldn't be like one little let's just add video. That would be a whole other situation.
It would take a long
we
time.
can barely hold this pile of crap up, just audio. But
Yeah, if it were to be an actual video production similar to how Funhouse and Rooster Teeth and H3H3 do it for their podcasts, we'd have to actually construct like a studio and stuff and get actual cameras and shit.
If we had the revenue to spend time other than our free time, we do this in our free time. This is about this. Usually, when we have free time, we do this on a Friday.
But this time it's on a Thursday.
But this time it's on a Thursday. But yeah, if we were doing this as our jobs, then that would be, yeah, sure. Let's just add a video element.
Why wouldn't we?
But even, I mean, sometimes Yaman's recording at his college, and sometimes webcams don't work. It's just like a lot of variables. Yeah. And also, you'd have to capture with shitty visuals like this, and the webcams that we use don't provide crystal clear images.
Yeah, I think if anything, I would want us all to be in the same place. But then when we do try to record in the same place, there's a lot of crosstalk and echoing with the mic.
And also,
so many. Anytime we try to do anything other than what we're doing right now, 1,000 problems occur.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also that I really like the relaxed version of the podcast, and if I know that people will see me, I'm not gonna be comfortable. It's gonna make me think, oh, I have to sit like this, and I can't really browse my phone. I
have
really
to be
move
more
away.
animated
I have
as
to
well.
look at the camera, and that's just more difficult. And recording just your voice is much easier, and it's definitely gonna sound better too. You guys aren't gonna enjoy it better just because you can see us. Trust me.
Yeah,
I usually don't listen to podcasts that way.
I promise.
And that's true, but like, I know that you guys would want that because it makes you almost feel more connected, but we can't do anything.
He shrugged
about
his
it,
shoulders. If this was a video podcast, you could tell that he shrugged his shoulders.
Another reason to get video for the podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually, I think I would like to do something like that, but it would take a significant investment. The internship I'm working for NPR next semester, so I'll be able to actually learn about how they do it. I'm sure it's just like a special kind of microphone that doesn't pick up on anything besides your voice and whatnot.
Well,
we need like a mix board or something.
Switchboard, yeah.
Switchboard.
Yeah. We'd actually have to invest in like actual like audio hardware equipment and not just using
kind of
mics and our laptops and shit.
It would just be difficult.
Yeah, but I mean, I would love to in the future if we could actually invest in some more stuff like that. But right now, this is just for fun, and we'll just see what the future holds. No promises.
We're like Saitama.
Yeah.
Yeah. That YouTube, the whole YouTube thing was just like, it was like, in the group chat, I was like, "Do we upload our podcast to YouTube?" I was like, "No." I was like, "We should do that because why not?"
And we did.
And it was just like, "All right, well, yeah."
And now
why
it's
not?
on YouTube for you to enjoy.
Yeah, and I mean they don't get as many views obviously because they're like
it's an hour
and a half,
format,
and I don't blame anyone. Like I feel the same way. But if
then
it's another place for people to listen to,
like just why not, right? It's not that much extra effort, and
we got a comment. Well, there goes my reason for downloading SoundCloud. So there are some people that's from. Hold on, I forgot to say their name. Shit. Robert Kinniski. So yeah, there are some people who only use YouTube for this kind of stuff, and we want to cover as many bases as we can.
Yeah, and it's good to have consistent uploads, just so you see that one in the sub box on a weekly basis.
So you know that the channel isn't dead.
Yeah, more options is never a bad thing, I'd say in this case. All right, so that's I guess our main answer.
Who was the person that asked that question or like made that comment, Patrick?
Oh, hold on, let me see.
It's
Vienuel Allison.
Vienuel Allison, yeah. They were very nice about it.
Thank you for that comment.
Thank you.
It was really good.
This one is from the Prude Dudes email account, prudedudes@gmail.com. This is from Devin. Not going to say the last name. Hi. Do you guys listen to any audio drama podcasts like Within the Wires, The Black Tapes, or Wolf 359? I feel like I've heard you mention a couple of interviews or news-like podcasts, but never an audio drama. Bye. Thank you for your question, Devin.
I think I responded with the same thing I'm about to say, is that I don't really... The stuff I listen to is people and them talking to each other about stuff for podcasts, but I did hear that they're going to be coming out with an episodic podcast sort of thing, like a radio play for Wolverine, which I'm sort of interested in. I might check it out, but other than that, I'm not really into any kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, it depends on what you mean by like story. Probably strictly audio drama stuff I don't necessarily listen to. I've listened to Serial and S-Town, which are kind of more like documentaries, basically, like journalistic things. I listen to, again, a lot of like news podcasts, so that doesn't really count. But I'd say things like S-Town and Serial are probably the closest I've come to listening to actual audio dramas. But I do look forward to checking out the Wolverine one, which should be interesting. I really don't know how they're gonna do that, but we'll just see what happens, I guess.
Someone on Twitter brought up that Wolverine is such an intensely visual character. He's a guy with huge claws and a yellow suit, and I mean, why would people want to listen to that?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I got another question on Twitter. This is from my personal Twitter from Riley Studdard, who's really cool. I think it's a he. If it's a she, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say they, just to be safe. So this is from Riley Studdard, and they asked, why are my DMs not loading? This is fucking annoying. Oh, I'll just go back and
Way to go, champ.
Yeah, there we go. I'll just pull up the screenshot. I have it. Here we go. So Riley asks 2 questions. Your thoughts on Young Justice 3, and have you ever watched Supernatural, and if so, what'd you think? What do you think? Yeah.
What was the first question?
Thoughts on Young Justice Season 3, which is probably a question for me and Patrick, because I don't think you watch Young Justice, Yaman.
No, I don't. Go ahead and pass this one on to you guys.
Patrick, what do you think? I'll let you start.
I love both seasons of that show, and I am so excited for there to be another season. I hope they never stop making that show.
Yeah.
I've watched some Supernatural.
I feel like Young Justice is the natural continuation of things like Teen Titans, Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, things like that. So I love the first 2 seasons of Young Justice. They're not as good, I think, as Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, but I'm probably a little biased because I grew up with those shows.
No, they're much better than those 2 shows.
Really? I think Justice League Unlimited is probably one of the best animated series ever.
It's really good, but okay, neither of them is bad, but Young Justice is really, really, really good, and Justice League and Justice League Unlimited are just really, really good. They're both really good. It's just this one's a touch more good for me.
Interesting. Fair. And have you ever watched Supernatural? I've never watched Supernatural, actually. It always seemed like one of those shows. It was just one of those CW shows that I have no interest in because I don't really trust CW. Everything they put out just seems really cheesy and kind of dumb, which is not my style. Just personally, it's fine if you I don't know, what's that Archie show? Riverdale? Riverdale and Arrow and The Flash and all that stuff. None of that ever seems up to my, what I would like. So never bothered with that. And we got another email from
South Africa.
From Abram, which is incredible. That's really cool that we have a listener in South Africa. Abram says, hello from South Africa. I'm listening to the podcast almost nonstop for the last 2 weeks, ever since I finished school, and it's quickly becoming my favorite hobby to play Dark Souls while listening. Unfortunately, I become extremely angry every time I hear your intro now. This is probably a strange question, but I was wondering if any of you had any recommendations for other podcasts, because I've run out of Prude episodes. I listen on SoundCloud mainly because I'm on a Samsung. Thanks for the good/rage-induced times. Thank you, Abram.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
In terms of podcasts, I think I responded with this exact thing, which happens a lot. I'm just saying what I've responded with. But I listen to Dude Soup, which is the Funhouse podcast. I listen sometimes, not so much anymore, but still sometimes, the Joe Rogan podcast, which is the Joe Rogan Experience, I think it's called, and the Weekly Planet, and that's pretty much it. I guess you could count this podcast too.
Yeah. If you... I'm going to be kind of boring because I listen to a lot of political journalism focused podcasts. But outside of that, the main ones there, I guess, would be the New York Times, the Daily, and Vox's The Weeds. Those are my favorite. Outside of that, I do listen to the Weekly Planet. Absolutely love that. I think I mentioned this before, but I listen to the Easy Allies podcast for video game stuff. Those are all the former Game Trailers guys like Kyle Bossman and Brandon Jones. I've been a big fan of them forever, pretty much. And what else do I listen to? I think that's it. I used to listen to I've tried some of the Funhouse ones, but I kind of fall off because I feel like I don't know the people in them very well. I also listen to Hello Internet with CGP Grey. That one's really cool. And I sometimes listen to Boys Only Club with Steven Suptic and Raina Scully, and the Sugar Pine 7 podcast, which is always a good time. How about you, Young?
Nope. I was just reading the podcast things. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just, I guess the Funhouse, Funhouse Dude Soup, and that's it. Yeah, it's the only
and
podcast.
Internet Box.
I've never listened to Internet Box, but
really. Oh, well,
Which
it's
is
just
the one
more.
that brought it up?
Yeah, before.
I mean, I brought it up to make a point that podcasts could be successful without a visual, but
Okay.
I didn't know why. I knew it was a good podcast. I just didn't watch it or listen to it, I guess.
And Patrick, what was the point you were gonna make?
Oh, I was just gonna bring up another thing. Every single time we upload a video on Prude, we get this guy named Mason Yelna who says "Trust no thought."
Yeah.
And I've liked it most of the time, but I think I'm done with that, Mason. You've run out the clock on my tolerance for that. You little... I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad at you.
Keep doing what you're doing. I'm definitely going to like them. I can't help myself.
I think it's just a bot.
It's not a bot. Is it a bot?
No, it's definitely a bot because they don't have any subscribers. They don't have any content. They seem to only do one thing, and that is to comment "Trust no thought" for some reason.
And it's got their profile picture is Black Jesus.
Yeah,
So just Jesus.
which is fascinating. So thank you, Mason, for being consistent at the very least.
And this person said, Jess Yee says, I love how Patrick says dog. And I don't care why that makes me happy. I don't really say dog any differently than anybody else says dog.
I guess I'm trying to pull comments that are maybe not necessarily questions. I don't know. I'll just leave it at that.
Questions are better.
Yeah, we did also get, I don't think we talked about this last time because it's been under a week, but Sydney Hernandez, I'll bleep that last name out, sorry. Sydney sent us a nice little meme that we posted on the Prude Dude's Instagram, which is Patrick photoshopped onto someone and him saying "I love bread." Which
I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to. I think it's Oprah. I'm pretty sure that's Oprah.
Maybe.
Yeah. When did you say you love bread, Patrick? Though, like I vaguely remember that.
I don't know. Maybe it was when I was talking about how I like to make my sandwiches, because I said probably at the end of that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that's
bread.
it. Yeah. Okay. That's great. Thank you so much for that, Sydney. You can find that on our Instagram and a link to her profile to give her some love. All right. We got anything else?
Hold on. I've completely blanked out on this person who drew me like I was, I don't know, some work of art. I don't know if I've sent you guys this. You probably don't want to see it. You don't care. But
Didn't you get a lot of? You put out a feeler for questions on your Instagram like a while ago. I don't think we ever pulled anything from that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything to the effect of, people are stupid, but yeah.
Wait, did we get any good questions?
I looked at them and I was like, most of these questions are either directed at me or are really creepy. So yeah, I just decided not to.
What are some of the creepy questions? I mean, you don't have to identify anyone who sent them, but I'm just really curious about.
You
the
have an
kind of creepy
imagination,
questions.
and you can understand what I'm trying to evoke. So
Let's just give some real world examples. I feel I'm not
real world examples.
I'm not particularly bothered by it. I just think it's funny. Like I think it's funny to talk about.
It's I don't know. Just they weren't even like the fun kind of crazy creepy. They were just sort of like, can you send nudes or whatever? Like just stupid questions like that.
And did you?
No. Well, yeah, but
yes,
that was
but
afterwards.
that's besides the point.
Not to them though. This person, Pomelo Darling, drew me like I was an artist muse, and then I said, "Wow, thank you," and they said, "No, thank you. This was super fun to do." And I said, "Also, can I post this and tag you?" And they said, "Of course. Do you want me to send the original pictures or something?" I completely forgot that this happened, and that was 2 days ago, and I'm sure that they are upset.
Yeah, so you better fucking post that, especially because this is really cool. I dig this.
It is.
That's very nice. I like that. Thank you so much. Everyone is so nice with their fan mail and interactions. What I think I like most about uploading the podcast to YouTube now is that we get a good amount of comments. I feel like actual like in depth like nice comments, like people
because
talking
it's easier
about
to
what
do
we
that.
talked about.
And emailing a thing is kind of stressful for some people.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad our comment section hasn't been flooded with weird shit. I think we have like
just
a good
like
Why
level
would you
of-
say that?
Like
Why would you say
Somebody's
that?
just gonna type weird shit.
thank you to that
it's gonna be
person
the
who does
flood.
that. But like,
Flood.
we haven't gotten any like, I wonder if they fuck or some shit or like.
I know that not everybody cares about Fallout, but there's this great channel that I just found recently called Oxhorn, and he does almost like what Comic Storian does, but he just is this most extravagant, like well-spoken funny as shit. It's the most. I don't know what other word to use than charming. It's just really, really, really cool in-depth videos about all of the different pieces of lore from all of the different Fallout games. Oh my god, this is like my favorite channel of late. Like, I have listened to him talk about, the boomers from New Vegas, and just, he would say like, if you go north of blah 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 whatever, you will find a handsome stash of caps in a abandoned bathroom. It's just like all of the things he talks about is like so, I don't know, there's just so much care gone into every single video that he does. It's really, really great. So there's a recommendation for a channel that you guys should watch. Not that anybody cares about Fallout but me.
Speaking of video games, since I've been playing The Witcher since I bought it last Friday, I've been playing it pretty much non-fucking stop. And I've had the game for 5 days now. Oh no, actually almost a week. Shit. But anyways, I have 34 hours played already.
Have you started crafting armor yet?
Oh yeah, I have the feline armor gear.
No, dude, you got to do Ursine. Ursine is the best.
No, I don't fuck with heavy armor.
It's great.
I prefer being fast. I hate to be honest.
I'm like that as well.
The big decision in my deciding which armor specialty to go was how they looked, and Ursine made you look fat, and feline made you look cool. Yeah, 100%. I didn't like.
You know what I don't like about The Witcher?
What?
Is that the armors that you get early on in the game from looting and buying stuff all look really fucking stupid.
Yeah, they all look awful.
They make you look like a court jester. And also because Geralt is so pale, like the contrast is so enormous that he looks stupid in almost everything he wears. So there's no way to look good unless you craft your own armor. Which is really,
wait,
really
I'm looking
annoying.
at Ursine right now, and it actually does look kind of sick.
It's pretty fucking
I don't know why I didn't like this. This looks dope. Fuck. That's some Game of Thrones shit, actually. You look like fucking Jorah Mormont with that shit on. That's awesome. Okay.
There's also a sword in the game called Longclaw.
I think I have that, or got it. I think I sold it, though, at some point, but whatever.
The last sword that I got was Black Unicorn, and that was the only sword I ever needed anymore because it was so good. It's just a cool name as well.
Oh, but yeah, going back to your point about how all the armor and stuff you pick up and buy in the early game looks awful, I held on to that starting armor for so long just because
it looks so good.
Yeah, it looks so good. It sucks that you can only upgrade it once.
No,
it's
actually,
like
the wolf armor, it looks almost exactly the same as the armor that you have. It just has a bunch of patches and pockets. So if you want to go with that kind of stuff, then wolf is the best place to go. It's also the most rounded between the speed and the armor stuff, like for heavy stuff.
Really?
So yeah, it's probably the best option if you want to go like
Woven
midway.
Witcher gear.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, that's cool. I can't find a picture right now. IGN won't fucking load.
You guys ever played that classic game Spore?
Yeah.
Wasn't Spore terrible?
I started playing it again yesterday, and I love it, dude.
I only hear people.
Such a good game.
I only read about people shitting on Spore because
Why?
how disappointing it was.
They are jaded. I don't know why would they hate the game so much.
Oh man,
it's a very nice little game.
The Woven Witcher gear looks sick as fuck, actually.
Maybe it's because when they first started talking about it, they made it sound like it was the most in-depth like organism like creation game where you can.
Yeah, they really hyped it up.
And then it just sort of stops at some point.
It's very simple. It's a very simple game, and I don't mind that.
I think it was just people mad about the advertising.
Nah, like it looked. That game was huge. I remember seeing ads for it everywhere. It was coming out on the fucking iPhone back when the iPhone was like the 3G or some old shit like that. You guys ever notice that there's a bunch of iPhone games that don't exist anymore, like Tap Tap Revenge, and like Rock Band and Guitar Hero for the iPhone?
No,
really, I
don't play games on my phone, so
yeah, I don't.
I definitely did a lot as a kid when I had like an iPod Touch. You guys had iPod Touches, right?
No.
What?
Seriously? You guys?
Not everybody's rich, Pena.
I don't think it was like a rich thing. It was just like I had like a really shitty like used 8 gigabyte iPod Touch, and I still like treated it like it was my baby.
The only game I wished I had an iPod Touch for was Zombies, Call of Duty Zombies. I think playing that in class was one of the most fun things you could do, like on your phone.
Oh.
Yeah,
playing that with friends.
I played Clash of Clans for a good amount of time, but I just got way too absorbed into it, and I didn't like how much time I was spending on my phone, so I got rid of it.
I mean, goddamn. I haven't played any mobile games in a while, and they're all just kind of shitty microtransaction fests. Things.
Yeah.
Are you really invested in this subject?
What subject?
This mobile game subject?
No,
can I change the subject?
Yeah, you can change the subject. Go
Mercy's been hacked into pieces in Overwatch. She's dead now.
Yeah.
I fucking ruined her.
Like the
I was
change
reading
they
the
made,
change.
Neither
to be
did I.
completely honest.
So why did they do
not
it?
this change? When they first changed her everything, really. I was kind
Valkyrie?
of disappointed. Yeah, to Valkyrie. I was kind of disappointed, but I didn't know if it was because I didn't want change or if I actually didn't like the changes that were made. And I played with her, and it's just not the same.
There's also the revive thing takes 6 years.
It takes like a second and a half, but when you're in the middle of the battlefield, a second and a half is enough time to get you killed. A second and a half where you can't move or do anything, you're dead.
Exactly, yeah. And it should be instantaneous. And it's not overpowered for that to be instantaneous.
It's really not. The cooldown's like 20 seconds.
The other thing they recently took away was when you press on Valkyrie, normally you get another revive, but they took that away. So you just have the Valkyrie now. So that's useless pretty much.
No, you still have a revive, but when you're in Valkyrie, it was you could do two before the cooldown, and I believe it was faster. It was like almost instant. It wasn't like you had to stand there. And now you only have one, and I don't think it's faster.
It's not. I think Moira's going to become the new King Healer.
Healer?
Yeah. I haven't played Moira yet.
Moira's a lot of fun as well.
I haven't gotten onto Overwatch in a little bit, so
I like playing support characters like that, like healers and whatnot.
Yeah, me too.
They're really important, and they're also like just fun. It's fun to watch somebody get a kill you know they wouldn't have got if you were not supporting them.
I can't do that. I'm selfish.
I know. I'm okay with that because a lot of people are like that. So like,
I used to think
it's not like I'm fighting over Mercy. It's
I used to think the same thing, Patrick, that being a healer just meant like you sucked at regular playing, but there is something.
That's not what I
there
think
is something
at
kind of
all.
rewarding.
It means you're the better than everybody else.
Okay, well, whatever. But I used to think that if you're a healer, you must not just be good at like killing people regularly. But no, I think
he's really good at killing people when he's trying to.
I think Mercy. I fucked around with the healers. A lot of people do Lucio, but I don't think Lucio is.
I don't like Lucio.
He doesn't have
people
good like direct
healing.
Yeah, I like using Mercy because it's very simple. Like the little hose thing makes it very clear who you're affecting, and you're also doing a lot more for them.
A lot of healing. I think she does the most healing out of every. Like, I don't know about Moira, but
Moira might when she's using her super.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
No, it does not.
Like the whole.
She also
Yeah, like Zenyatta's orbs and stuff. I hate like balancing those.
They barely.
Yeah, and
he's way more of an offense character. Way.
I see people really fucking like
they
go
fucking
to town
wreck
with
shop.
Zenyatta. Yeah, it's insane.
I get killed by that guy so fucking often.
I literally get sniped by Zenyatta all the fucking time.
Because he does that charge up and then shoots all of his little kinetic balls out, and you get fucking decimated because it's a shotgun blast of like, I don't know, baseballs.
They move very quickly.
Yeah.
They're not like a slow or it's like a sniper shot.
If he discords you and then just unloads, there's nothing you can do. You're gonna die. He's marked you for death.
Exactly. I mean, that's like a good effective strategy. It reminds me a lot in Halo 3, where you could charge the plasma pistol up, launch a full charge shot at someone that comes around the corner, and just like beat them down instantly because their shields are gone.
Guns meant something.
It's the same with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Shotgun melee.
Yeah.
That's like the best. My favorite part about 76, the character in Overwatch, is I just got so used to the combo of the rockets and the machine gun, because you hit them with all of your machine gun ammo, and then at their weakest point, you're out of ammo, you finish them with the rockets. And normally, if you've been firing on two people, you just get 2 kills because it's an area and effect attack. It's so great, and it's so satisfying to get kills with it. I know that you played for a little bit, and you were just like, what the fuck? This is great. This is the best character ever.
Who? Me?
You.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's very
simple.
It's simple. Yeah, it's a very generic. You're just. It's like a first person shooter at that point. You have sprint.
Exactly.
You can heal yourself and you do damage.
He's a great combo.
It's it's a great combo, Soldier and Mercy, or any
really
good attacker and Mercy.
Mercy in like a tank, it's like unstoppable. Mercy in like a tank,
really
like
is.
Roadhog or
One
even
of the more offensive
it's the
tanks.
most annoying
Reinhardt,
fucking
but
combination
more like
to fight against. It's impossible.
Absolutely.
Because
Winston
not only can Mercy heal that Roadhog. Roadhog heals himself as well by a lot, all the time. He has almost no cooldown at all for his healing.
He can do a good amount of damage to some of the weaker characters. If he hooks
can knock
them,
them
that's
out.
a one-hit kill.
Although they really nerfed the shit out of Roadhog since the game came out. Like, the hook isn't as good as it used to be.
I haven't noticed, sorry. It's been the worst fucking experience ever to fight him.
No, this is making me want to play fucking...
Yeah, same.
What's it called again? I'm going to have to pick up a different support character. I might have to learn...
Moira.
Anna? Or Moira, yeah.
I really don't like Anna. I think she's probably one of the more...
She's not great for healing.
She's not great. I've had some good luck with her, but it just feels... I feel ineffective. You know? Like, the like sniper rifle thing feels soft. I don't like it.
She's good. I feel like the whole idea, if the other team has a Mercy, or if you're killing a Roadhog, that you can stop them from being healed, that's like a big thing.
Also, just being able to paralyze someone for any amount of time is useful. Because if there's a Reinhardt and you get behind him and you drop the shield, not only is the shield gone, but everybody's going to pounce on Reinhardt and he's defenseless. So he's gone. Their whole defense is like gone. Like, everything about that's great.
Yeah, anytime I get hit with a sleep dart by Anna, I get so fucking pissed off.
It's very annoying. Especially when they fuck with you, your corpse, and they like stand over you and like teabag. It's just like, oh, I fucking hate
it when they fuck my corpse.
I can't believe teabagging is still a fucking thing.
I hate it when they fuck my corpse.
All right. I got chicken sandwiches downstairs waiting for me, and I want to play Overwatch now. So you guys want to cut it off here?
No.
Thanks for listening to the Prude podcast, guys. It's been fucking great. We actually have a lot of ratings on iTunes. I think we're up to 34 ratings right now. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So guys, keep hitting us up on iTunes. Leave a nice little comment if you want. Really helps out the show. Pushes us up.
What
on
you
the
should
iTunes
do
charts
is
and stuff.
go give us 5 stars, but then you leave something that is completely unrelated to the show. Like, put in your thesis for college or something.
Or do a rating for something that wasn't the show. You put you put a good rating, and then you're like, the chicken tenders were not as good as I expected.
That would be funny as shit. Do something like that. That would make me laugh. We'll read some of those.
Yeah, we'll read.
It'll make people intrigued. They'll be like, "What? What is it? Does this podcast come with
chicken tenders? Really not?
Is there food delivered to your house after you have it?
So thanks again for listening, guys, and thanks again for rating. If you want to send us any questions, business inquiries, or fan art, feel free to hit us up on Instagram or Twitter. That's @PrudeDudes, or our email address, prudedudes@gmail.com. If you want to find us on Twitter, I'm @AlexPena97. Patrick is @PatrickCharlton5. And Yaman is @its_Yaman. You can find those links in the description. Thanks again for listening, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
I almost did the thing again.